would it be fair to say that as humanity we accept that there is this thing, almost like this entity within us called a conscience, that if we do wrong, it pops up in our mind and condemns us. It speaks to us. It's like an entity that pops up and speaks to us, condemns us when we do wrong. Would that be fair to say? You know? So, and that's what we call a conscience. This condemning entity within us. Now, it's come to my attention over the past year, or I've seen things, mind coaches, life coaches, you know, motivational speakers, whatever you want to call them. They're everywhere now. Everywhere you look, there's a motivational speaker or a life coach. You know, that they're just popping up everywhere. And what I've been aware of is these motivational speakers talking about the conscience as if it's some phenomenal, you know, being that resides within us. And, you know, listen to your conscience. You'll hear, I've heard motivational speakers, motivational speakers saying, listen to your conscience. It's telling you to do your workout. It's telling you to eat right, you know, and all this kind of business. And to me, you know, I've as most people do, I'm sure, you watch these videos on YouTube, you go to the comments section. And I've seen people in the comments section saying, I haven't heard my conscience. When will it come to me? You know, and all this kind of business. And look, the whole thing is, when motivational speakers talk about the conscience as being something which speaks to you and guides you, that's misleading. And it's nonsense to me. And I'll explain why. Look, in one of my previous videos, the title of the video was called That Thing, That Part, That Element of Your Mind, that of many names which is part of us. You can't be separated from. It is us, you know. That thing, that part, that element of our mind which seems to have a life of its own. That which I call thought, or your thoughts, or my thoughts, however you want to say it, thought, okay? And I also said in another video that your thoughts have the same voice as your speaking voice. You understand? Or your thoughts, the voice of your thoughts sounds the same as your speaking voice. You understand? So the voice in your head, if you want to call it that, the voice of your thoughts, the voice in my head sounds the same as this speaking voice that you hear now. You know, there's no difference. So when it comes to the conscience, have you ever noticed this? The conscience is exactly the same. You know, the conscience, or your conscience, my conscience, however you want to say it, the conscience, the voice of your conscience doesn't have a different voice from that with which you speak. Or in other words, the voice of your conscience sounds exactly the same as your speaking voice. Your verbal, it sounds the same in your head. You know, have you noticed this? Why is that? Because the conscience is thought. It's just thought. But we call it, as humanity, we've named it the conscience and made it into this thing. But it's not. It's just thought. Because it has the same, again, the voice of your conscience sounds the same as your speaking voice. Just like the voice of your thoughts inside your head sounds the same as your speaking voice. Because the conscience is thought. Thought is that thing that part, that element of your mind which seems to have a life of its own. That's what your thoughts are. You can't be separated from it. It is you. You are your thoughts. You're not the byproduct of your thoughts, but you are your thoughts. Now, before I go off into a tangent, so and thought plays many roles, and the conscience is a role. The conscience is a role which thought plays. Now, in that video where I spoke about that thing, that part, that element, I made a list, or I spoke about a list of thought. Thought plays many roles. Just quickly, again, thought plays the role of the imagination, the conscience, the ego, belief, intention, opinion, judgment, demons. We have all these words, but it's all just thought. Thought plays the role of intention. Thought plays the role of the conscience. So let's stick with the conscience. Look, let me try something. If I said to you, what is this? What is this? Meow, meow, meow. Hopefully you'd say, that's a cat. I was trying to be a cat there, by the way. That's a cat. And what's this? What's this then? Woof, woof. Woof. That's a dog. One more. That's a chicken. So, those three things, cat, dog, chicken. That's what that was. But what was it really? Deeper than that, what was it? It was me. You understand? It was me playing the role of the cat, the dog, the chicken. It was me not playing the role of. You understand? And thought plays the role of the conscience. When you start thinking about, oh, I shouldn't have done that. Oh, I done something wrong. That was really bad. I shouldn't have done that. When you're thinking this, now that's thought playing the role of the conscience. But we as humanity say, oh, that's my conscience talking to me now. You know? It's not. It's just thought. But we call it the conscience. But it's just thought. In the same way that thought plays the role of the intention. Before you did that bad thing, you thought about doing that bad thing. Which is intent. In other words, you had the intention. I had the intention, I thought about it. It's the same thing. Then you do the bad thing, and then you think, oh, I shouldn't have done it. And then we call it the conscience. But it's the same thing, it's just thought. But we put different labels on it, depending on what we're thinking about. You understand? It's just thought. So again, coming back to these motivational speakers, they talk about the conscience talking to them. The conscience, listen to your conscience, it's telling you to do your workout. It's not. It's just thought. Again, thought may well be. You may well be thinking, I should do my workout. But it's nothing magical that comes to you. We've all got thought. We all think. It's just thought. So these people who write in their comment section of these motivational speakers saying, when will the conscience come into my head? It's just thought. It's not some special thing that... You understand what I'm saying? I'll end it on this. Maybe the chicken and the dog cat thing was a bit stupid. Conscience, thought plays the role of the conscience. Thought plays many roles, but just like you do. I'll end it on this. You play the role of the son, or the father, or the mother, if you're a woman. When you're at home, you play the role of the husband. You put on your work, you put on your outfit, you change your clothes and you go to work. Now you play the role of the policeman, if you're a policeman, or the fireman, or the lawyer, or the tile salesman, which I am. Whatever, you know. So you play that role. Then you finish work and you might go and do some kickboxing or boxing or whatever. You play the role of the boxer. You understand? We as humans as a whole play many roles every day. You know? And thought is the same. Thought plays many roles. Intention, imagination, conscience, ego, belief, opinion, judgment. Thought plays the role of all those things. There's not all these different entities living within us that just arise at the right time. I wonder if you see this. All the best. Take care.